thanks so much for tuning in. My name's Stephanie with Chubby Girl in the World, and today is Vegan Makeup Monday. Thanks so much for joining me today. I am so excited. I have 10 different vegan makeup products to talk to you about today. If you're new to the channel, Mondays are our Vegan Makeup Mondays where we talk about all things vegan makeup. And if you don't know, I am an ethical, environmental, and health vegan. And this is part of the channel where we just talk about fun vegan makeup stuff. Makeup that just happens to be vegan. So let's get it. Let's roll up our sleeves and get into it, shall we? So I usually troll Indie Mood and Trend Mood, and I search Instagram for the hashtag vegan makeup and vegan makeup share. So that's usually where I find most of these finds. There are a couple of things that I actually will go to Ulta and Sephora, and you can actually search for vegan if you're trying to make your collection vegan or cruelty-free or cruelty-free and vegan. You can search those terms in both Ulta and Sephora, and they'll give you a list of products that are vegan and cruelty-free, or just cruelty-free if you don't want to, if you're not necessarily just looking for vegan products. So let's get into it. The first thing I have here is this Berry M Cosmetics Sandstorm palette. It looks like your average warm tone palette with a pop, looks like a very light pop of blue. And I think, so Berry M is a London, or not London, but a UK based cosmetic company, and I think most of their products are vegan. I know they're all cruelty free. And some of their things are hit or miss. This isn't something that I'm really excited about. I included it here because if by some miracle you don't have a warm tone palette with a pop of blue, this might be what you would pick up if you are in the UK, or you can also order off their website. I think they do ship to the UK, or ship to the US, excuse me. And I think that this is okay as far as the color story goes. I think it's pretty basic. I'm not really that excited about it, and I'm not really sure who it is they were trying to market to here. But if you're new to makeup and you needed a warm tone palette and these are the colors that draw you, then I would say sure. Why not? It's nothing that stood out to me, so that's kind of our dud for today. Now, Pacifica Beauty came out with 30 different shades in their Light Clean foundation, and I'm actually really excited to try out this foundation. I just purchased a e.l.f. Flawless Satin foundation in Vanilla. That was my shade, and I really enjoyed that foundation. I thought it worked really well, and it wore really well on me. A lot of this foundation, I really do want to try this Pacifica one and see how it wears and see how it's doing. I looked at the shade range and it looks like it's semi-inclusive. I don't think the gradient's as great as it could be, but I am excited that there is a range at all. That's kind of my gripe with e.l.f. as a brand, is that their shade range is very limited and just not good. Like it's not good. I love e.l.f. for being a vegan brand. I love them for being an affordable brand, but I really think they need to step it up. They're a really big company now, and they need to step up their shade range. But this Pacifica, this Pacifica Light foundation is oil-free, anti-shine, and it says it's a satin finish. So I'm really excited that brands are getting away from that like full matte coverage finish, because it doesn't look good in person. Like it just looks cakey, and it just looks like you're wearing a mask, and it like sometimes it'll crack. I've never enjoyed like a full coverage matte foundation. I've just never done that. I would rather not wear foundation at all than wear a full matte coverage foundation. Like that's just my opinion though. You let me know if I'm crazy. And it looks like with the Pacifica Light you get 0.90 floral ounces, so not quite a full ounce. Let me know. It's supposed to be long wear. Lethal Cosmetics came out with another looks like another bundle with their Hive collection from before. So the one with the greens on the bottom we've seen before. And I'm not sure if this is a new release or a old release, but this is, it says it's the return of the Alchemy and Hysteria collection. And I think the Hysteria collection is the one with the reds and the orange shimmer on the bottom. And I'm really interested in Lethal Cosmetics. The problem is I think they're a German-based brand, and so shipping would just be super prohibitive and expensive, and the shadows themselves are not cheap. I think each of these Z palettes with the bundled eyeshadows is somewhere around like $68, somewhere around there. And so to not be able to try that out is really difficult, but I know that Angelica Nyquist on her channel had kind of tried these out and really I think she liked them. I'm not 100% sure, but I'd have to go back and watch that video. But this color story, the Hysteria with the blues and the greens and the purples, that is really up my alley. There's a couple of neutrals thrown in there, but I really am interested in this color story. So if you know of a retailer in the US, someone who carries this, or if you know of something with a similar color story that also happens to be vegan, please let me know. Or, you know, if you've tried this and you're like, no, it's totally worth it, please let me know as well, because I am very interested. Any purple, blues, or green palettes, I'm down. So as you can see here, I didn't discover, but I found a new to me brand on Instagram called Glaminatrix Cosmetics, and they're in Gladstone, Queensland. I believe that's in Australia. Sorry if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And they have a blue and green palette. The best color in these swatches look amazing, but my favorite has to be Tiffany, Sapphire, and Lost Woods. Those look absolutely spot on, buttery, and amazing, and I really want these. I want these so bad. I want these so bad. These swatches look fantastic. And I also like that they swatch them across their hand, because your hand has a lot more like fine lines in it and a lot more just kind of imperfections than necessarily the soft skin of your forearm or your arm, where it's like there's not as many indentations. So the fact that it's swatching really well in the palm of someone's hand and it doesn't look like it's streaky, I'm really interested in. So Glaminatrix Cosmetics, you're after my heart. We have seen this brand before, MB Boutique. They have an entire palette full of duochromes. So it's a 28 pan palette, just all duochromes. And it's MB Boutique, and they are on Etsy. And it looks like the pan sizes are, I'm not sure if these are regular pan sizes or maybe a little bit smaller, but they go all the way from blues, greens, some neutrally toned, some peachy tones, to some purpley tones. It looks like a kind of a icy mint tone. And all of these are supposed to be duochrome, so they like shift different colors. I am kind of interested in a full 28 pan duochrome palette. I don't know how much use I'd get out of it right now, but I feel like as a concept, I really like that idea, because you have so many different color options and so many different shifts that you'd be able to play with. But at the same time, for me, I want to do the experiment. Like, what happens if I put 3 or 4 of them together? Like, does it become a multi-chrome, or does it just muddy? And so that, of course, would be my own fault, not the shadows. But that's something like I'd kind of want to try. Let me know what your experience has been with duochromes, because some I really like the Give Me Glow Cosmetics duochrome that was in their Christmas morning palette. I love that one. I'm not in love with the duochrome from Lime Crime in the Venus 2 palette called Pigeon. It just doesn't look right on me, and it just doesn't, I just feel like it doesn't pack enough of a punch. And that's really the color that I was so interested in that palette, and it's really the one that kind of, it was the biggest letdown for me. So, but this Envy palette looks really intriguing. Let me know if you've ever tried anything from them or what your favorite indie brand is. Now, I'm really excited for Menagerie Cosmetics lip products launching, because Georgia Harris at Georgia Harris Yo just raved about these liquid lipsticks when they were Makeup Monsters. So they had rebranded from Makeup Monsters to Menagerie Cosmetics, and she had said that she was not really a liquid lipstick kind of person, that she liked bullet lipsticks, and that this was or wait, maybe that was someone else, because I think she had a whole collection of, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure that there's a couple of beauty bloggers that say liquid lipsticks aren't their favorite, and I think she's one of them, but that this formula was one of the best liquid lipstick formulas they had ever tried. And I am really excited because they have a lot of fun colors, like these, like the swampy greens and the purples, and I'm excited to try one of these out. I really want to get this, and I really want to get the Feral palette. Especially since they replaced the two more like neutrally shades in the Feral palette with like just kind of cooler, more interesting shades. I think one's a purple and one's something else, I can't remember. But I am very, very interested in trying out these Menagerie Cosmetics lip products. If you've tried any, please let me know. I think they launched earlier this month. Something after my own heart is the Sparrow Cosmetics One Ring to Rule Them All palette. It's got shades like Rivendell, which looks like a pressed glitter, and Isengard. So the last three on the last row look like pressed glitters, I'm pretty sure. But Aragon is like a minty, sparkly color, and Gandalf looks like a kind of muted gray, and Frodo looks like a sort of, kind of, I don't know how to describe it. I think it would be like a really light mossy green. I really enjoy these colors. It's a blue, green, and purple palette, and it's kind of like pastel-y sort of muted colors. Those things, I'm not sure how I feel about pressed glitters yet. I don't love loose glitters because I don't like taking the time to mix them with a medium. I don't like taking the time to use a glitter glue. I'm just not that kind of person. I want to be able to just dip my brush, apply, and go. So pressed glitters, usually you can do that. You usually have to apply with your finger. You still have to use a glitter glue. So pressed glitters in general, I'm not a huge fan of. I'd rather do a foiled shadow and just wet my brush. But I can understand why some people really like glitter pigments, really love glitter. And I'm starting to come around to pressed glitters a little bit, but I don't know. I feel like pressed glitters don't have as much of a payoff as loose glitter pigments with glitter glue, but at the same time, I don't want to take the time to do loose glitter, if that makes sense. So these are first world problems, like, I know. But if you feel my pain, let me know in the comments down below. I am really excited about this Certify palette from, it is the Affinity palette. It's the blue one, the blue and green from Certify. And I have to say, like, the owner of Certify, she mocked up like a Photoshop version of a palette. So obviously it was like, the palette didn't exist yet. She was just kind of shopping the idea of the colors, and her Instagram post like said it in the description, in the caption. And she got so much crazy comments about people like saying she was faking a palette and like all this craziness. And it's like, you guys, read the captions before you comment. Like, try to understand like what it is you're looking at before you just jump to conclusions. And I can see why someone, well, the thing is, I don't even see why anybody would be upset that it was a photoshopped palette, because that means somebody's in the process of like making that color selection or making that color story, and they're like kind of asking you what you think about it. And this picture, it is the actual palette, like it's come out, and it is named after all of the men in her family. And so it's blues and greens, and it looks like a couple of silvers. And I really like this palette. It is cruelty free. I don't think all the shades are vegan though. So you'll have to make your own decision at that point. I won't be picking it up. I wish that it was vegan so that I could pick it up, but unfortunately, I can't. So please certify go vegan, because I love your color stories and I really want to. I want Certify and I want Blush Tribe to go completely vegan. Those are two makeup companies that are cruelty free, and they are sisters. And please, 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 or come out with a vegan palette. I would love to see that. Pretty please, because I love your guys' color stories. Another thing from MB's kind of killing it this week is a green palette, and it's all the different shades of green. To me, it looks like a Wicked Witch of the West kind of palette. It's got some bright matte greens, it's got like a silver, it's got two pressed glitters. It really looks like the I guess one of them is like a bluish green. To me, it looks like you could call it the Wicked palette, and I'm digging it. Like, I'm really digging it. I'm gonna have to try not to buy all the makeup. So if you are having that same issue where you're just like, no, rein it in, I can't buy it all, let me know in the comments down below so I know I'm not alone. And Sparrow Cosmetics also is kind of killing it this week. They just released 3 new lip products. So it's a lipsticks with a cream/gloss finish. And there's 3 colors here, and they're kind of in the pinky, peachy nude family. I am not really looking for these kinds of colors right now. I do think they're pretty, but I feel like on me, these are just a little bit too light on... Oh my gosh, you guys. I thought there was a spider in my hair, but it was just my hair. I think these are just a little bit too light on me, and I don't think they would show up as well. I've noticed that I do like a slightly vampier color just because my lips are not... I do like a slightly darker color, so some nudes, and again, beige is not nude for everyone, so let's just remember that, please. Some nudes just don't look really good on me. It looks like concealer lips, and I'm just not into that look. I like to have a pop of color on my lips, or I like to have just a slightly darker neutral tone, so that my lips have some definition. But I do have smaller lips, and when I was getting ready to film this video, I was like trying to line my lips with the gloss wand, and well, it was a matte cream wand, but I was trying to line them, and I couldn't quite get it, and my lips are uneven. So if you also have uneven lips, what do? Do you overline or underline your lips? Because if you have like one of your like my bottom lip kind of does a Nike swoosh, and it's weird because it either looks overlined on one side. If I follow the natural line, it'll go like a weird, it looks like a weird Joker smile. But if I overline the other way, sometimes I go a little bit too far. So if you have any tips for me on how to make uneven lips look more even, please let me know in the comments down below. If you are a makeup artist, bless you for helping us all not look a crazy mess. Thanks so much for joining me today, lovelies. I hope that this was informative. I hope that you are looking forward to picking up some vegan makeup. And some good news, the Body Shop reported this week that 50% of their sales in 2018 were on vegan products. And take a look at all their different vegan products and why you might choose vegan over anything else. Thanks so much, guys, and don't forget, go vegan, save the world.